All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Robert Smirking Gun Reviews, and it is Wednesday night, and I got advance tickets to see Alita: Battle Angel. So I went and saw it, and here I am giving you my 2 cents on this movie. A little backstory about my relationship with Battle Angel. I really don't have one. The only reason I know about Alita: Battle Angel is because there was a girl back in around the 96-ish era that had a tattoo of Alita on her back. And I didn't know what it was, and she told me, and I read the manga, but this was like 20-some years ago. I knew that this movie had been in development hell for years, probably starting around the time that I'm talking about when I first found out about Alita: Battle Angel. But then it just kind of went away, and when I heard that it was finally coming out, and then I saw the eyes, the Uncanny Valley thing, and then I saw the trailer, and I was like, ooh boy. See, some people will look at that trailer and go, oh my god, that's awesome. Okay, so let's just, before we start nitpicking or whatever, let's just talk about, is Alita: Battle Angel worth going to see? It is if you're not a fan of the source material, or you don't know about the source material, you will probably be plenty surprised and happy with the product that you get. But it feels like a more like a 2-hour series premiere than a first movie and what would be like maybe a trilogy, because this is definitely setting up, a sequel. So spoilers. I'm not gonna get into spoilers really right away, but just spoilers just in case they fall out of my mouth, because it does set up sequels. Now I don't know if Alita: Battle Angel goes with that Fox deal. If Disney only got like the Marvel properties and stuff, I don't know if they got the whole movie thing. If somebody else knows that for sure. I thought it was all the movies. So I mean, I feel like if this movie doesn't do well, there's like a 50-50 shot you won't see another one. And in the advanced screening that I was at, there was probably less than 12 people in the theater. And I know it's 7 o'clock on a Wednesday, even though I went to the 4:20 showing, if you know what I'm saying. I would have thought there'd be more people there, more interest. And even though I live in a place where the population is kind of low, still, for a movie like this that's been hyped up and in a college town, I would have thought this place would be hopping, but it wasn't. And I kind of feel like that's going to be the story of Alita. Maybe it'll surprise me. I want it to. I really do. I really want it to surprise me. Because I thought that Rosa Salazar did a really good job in this. If she doesn't work, the whole thing doesn't work. And I do believe in her. The problem is I didn't believe just about anything else. I enjoyed it, and Christoph Waltz is good, as always. Jennifer Connelly is just there to be a character that could have been played by anyone. I'm not dissing her. I love Jennifer Connelly. You have no idea how much I love Jennifer Connelly. That sounded creepy. But she's just here. And same with Mahershala Ali, I think I'm saying his name right. He's just in this. They don't give him or her really anything interesting to do. They're just bad guys, kind of, sort of, sometimes. Really bad, sometimes not. And then you've got the villains, who are just full-on CGI creatures with the faces of actors. And that's where the Uncanny Valley shit really kicks in. And it also is where the timing of this movie feels really off. Like, this would have been one of the best movies of 1996, 97, 98, even maybe like 2001, 2002. I'm skipping 9, 99, and 0 and 1 because those were actually good years for movies. And this would not be considered a good movie in those years. But in those years, this is definitely like a 90s movie made today. You can tell by the way that the story is. You can tell by the way some of the special effects are. even though you're talking about the same guy who made Terminator and Terminator 2 and Avatar and fucking Titanic, Aliens, you can see where James Cameron was involved with this, and I kept thinking to myself, Jim, you can do better. You have done better. Avatar is one of the most visually striking movies of all time. But the effects still just seemed really fake and uncanny valley, and I felt like I was watching a video game, even though like in this scene, it's really intense, but it's also about as followable almost as a Transformers fight. And it's just not nearly enough of it. There's not nearly enough action. That's why it felt like a TV pilot, because there's a lot of story here and a lot of character development, and that, if it's a television show, I can handle. But say this is the only movie we get, I would have almost preferred there to just be all action stupidity out there than trying to build a world, because that's something this movie does well, is it takes all this time to build the world. It builds a believable world, even though half of it feels like it was done by Robert Rodriguez and the other half was done by James Cameron, and both of them feel behind the times. Robert Rodriguez still feels like he's doing the same thing that he's always done, take a lot, like not have a lot of money, but do a lot with it. But it sometimes it shows. And with a budget, he should have been able to do more, I think, with his scenes than he did. And on the flip side of that, though, is I feel like James Cameron underwhelmed and underperformed pretty terribly. His style has shown its age here. And I know that the Avatar movies aren't going to look like this. And this movie isn't terrible to look at. It's just none of it's believable. You don't believe anything is actually happening. Except for close-up moments and more intimate moments with her. The rest of it just feels like it's not even there. Like we're watching motion capture quite a bit. But like I said, the trademark action is here from Robert Rodriguez. It's really good in those respects. Rosa Salazar really does sell it as the main character, Alita. The mystery of what can go on later is interesting if they get another movie, but like I said, I don't know. This movie has got me feeling like I want more. By the end of it, I really, really wanted more. I wanted this movie to keep going. But I'm afraid that this might be it, at least for the foreseeable future. Because it just, I don't know. I hope it's a sleeper hit. I hope it does better than I'm thinking it's going to. But it's still worth a good, go check it out. Go check it out. I mean, if you've seen everything else, I don't know. That's not a ringing endorsement. It is worth seeing. It's just not going to blow your skirt up like I thought it would. It didn't, it just is. It's cheesy, like Japanese anime can be cheesy. Like the over-emotional side of things can sometimes happen here. But anyway, I don't want to get into anything else. There's only one spoiler that I'm going to give away, and that's that I didn't know until the very last second that the main bad guy that's controlling things that was barely on screen, the character's name is Nova, was played by Edward Norton. And I immediately was like, in the theater, because there's only 12 people, I was like, is that fucking Edward Norton? All of a sudden out of nowhere, because you really couldn't tell. He had good makeup and hair and stuff, and he had these things over his eyes. But once he takes these things out of his eyes and it's revealed that Edward Norton's the guy pulling the strings, then I was more on board, because I was like, give me more of him. Give me more of him. And maybe we will see what we can get out of it. Otherwise, like I said, it didn't blow my skirt up, but it was better than the Lego Movie 2. So let's just do that review really quick. There shouldn't have been a Lego Movie 2 unless you were going to make a good story and not a predictable one that you could see coming from the end of the first movie. And if you were going to be predictable, story-wise, why not do something different with it? I'm not saying it was without imagination, but I fell asleep during the Lego Movie 2. How do you fall asleep during a Lego movie? You shouldn't. You shouldn't at all. And I wasn't overworked. So you get 2 reviews in one here. Lego Movie 2, boring, and I wished I hadn't seen it. It had moments of funniness, like it always does, but overall, This, on the other hand, if you have the choice, you go, which one are we going to see? This or Lego Movie 2 or Alita Battle Angel? See Alita Battle Angel. It's sometimes really, really, really good. Sometimes it's showing its age and it's a brand new movie. So anyway, if you like this review, please hit the like button, comment, share, subscribe, all that rigmarole. Otherwise, this is Robert Smirking Gun Review saying have a great night, and we will see you later.